IridaCloudia here, and today we're going to play Rosetta and The Well, which talks about a woman stumbling across a mysterious well in her garden. This is the synopsis, I have to say, but I wanted to find out what the whole plot is about. But without further ado, let's get into the story. Shall we? Shall we? Alright. For some time now, there's been this strange little well just off the back garden of my house. I'm not sure where it came from or how long it's been there. All I know is that it simply showed up one morning after a particularly heavy storm the night before. Maybe it was because I'm used to seeing strange events, or because nothing even seemed to come of it. But I initially didn't pay it too much though. Thought, okay, this is the well we stumbled across. But one occasion, while I was out tending to my garden, I swore I could hear something coming from within. It sounded like a voice? An indistinct sort of whimpering, mixed with the sound of sloshing water. I think I know how to get the ending. The first one, of course. I would do watch and wait. I rooted myself in place for a few minutes, listening to the noise until I was sure it was not coming from anywhere beside the well. The longer I waited, the more insistent the sound seemed to become. Even so, I dared not to move. I couldn't help but feel that something bad would happen if I were to give in. And yet, despite all reason and logic, a small part of me felt drawn towards the sound, as if an outstretched hand was beckoning me from the murky depths. But which part of me do I listen in the end? I got up and ran from the sight of the well back into the safety of my home. I avoided the garden for the rest of that day. No matter how hard I tried to drown them out, the image of the well, the sound coming from it, I could rid neither of them from my mind. Ultimately, I never did find out what was making that noise, nor did I have the heart to do so. Okay. Alright. I suppose that this choice would be the correct one in the long run. So then, why do I feel so scared right now? Oh, why? Neutral and scary to cat. Alright. Why is there like a hand coming out? Maybe I'm seeing things. But let's just continue. Somehow, the well looked eerier viewing it up close. It made my discomfort rise to a considerable degree. It was probably from the early morning dark, but the water looked so murky and black, more like ink, if it was just a bit viscous. Not to mention, I could make out anything in the darkness. The sound became clearer now. I could definitely tell it was a voice, but the words were too muffled to discern. Aloud in the well. Hello? Are you alright down there? No response. Perhaps I wasn't loud enough that time. Aloud again. Hello? Can you hear me? Still nothing. Perhaps it was all just a trick of the wind. The well looked full of water, so there's no way an ordinary land dweller could lurk at the bottom without drowning. But I can't help but wonder still. Actually, no. I've already spent far too long pondering this. Even if there was something or someone down there, I'll probably be wise not to rush into things head on. I suppose the best option is to turn back. I don't feel confident enough to handle this on my own. Oh. What? What's going on? What was that? Oh, it's banging! The well's banging. No, it couldn't be. Could it? Oh, jump scare. Jump scare. Oh, crap. Oh! What the hell? Hello there, young lady. I take it you were the one from me from beyond this well. Oh, so it's a mermaid. Or should I say a selkie type of mermaid? I don't know. I suppose you could call that. Who are you exactly? Oh, where are my manners? I'm Galacti, the mermaid of the well. It was a pleasure to be acquainted with you. A mermaid. I take it you're not all too familiar with merfolk. No, I'm actually quite familiar with merfolk. I'm grown around them, as a matter of fact. I just didn't expect to encounter one in my backyard of all places. I understand. And your name is? State my name? I would save. Just in case. Rosetta Holloway. Rosetta, is it? I'm quite fond of it. A lovely name for a lovely lady as yourself. Oh, thank you, Miss Galacti. My pleasure. I couldn't believe what I was seeing before my eyes was a mermaiden with snow white hair and a complexion just as pale. I can certainly see where she gets her name from. But along all that white, what stood out in particular were those eyes, those piercing ebony eyes. Something about them eerie, uncanny even, almost like the eyes of a porcelain doll. I've seen many mermaids growing up along the coast of Winterport, but never one so unsettling in appearance. Even so, I decided to continue speaking with her. It is too early for me to draw any definitive conclusion. Now then, Rosetta, what business do you have with me? I have a strange noise coming from this well, so I decided to investigate. Dear, you must have overheard me then. I apologize, it's been such a long time since I have any form of contact with the world above. It can be lonely down in these deep waters with nothing but my own thoughts to keep me company. It's an absolutely miserable experience, I'll admit. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. You needn't apologize. None of this is your fault. In fact, I've grown quite accustomed to the solitude. But even so, it'll only be a matter of time before it would drive me mad, so I like having someone to talk to every now and again. As such, I wish to cherish your company before I'll have to leave again. Would you kindly spare me some of your time to that end? I suppose I have sometimes on my hand. Good. Let's take our time and get acquainted with one another, staring with you. I've been fascinated with the world above as long as I can remember, and I have more than enough to think of plenty of questions to ask about it. But for brevity's sake, I'll just stick with 3. Is that alright? Go ahead. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Love the story. Now, tell me a hobby of yours. What does one do to pass eternity? A few things. Cooking, drawing, sewing. Oh man. I used to cook a long time ago and sew a dress and with a ball, do a sweater from a ball of yarn. Oh, drawing's my favorite hobby, of course. Where is I? But one thing I've been particularly into this is third time's the charm. Excuse me. Oh. Okay. Nothing. Again, total silence. Come to think of it, why am I even doing this at all? Do I even want to know what's down there? What if there was something truly dangerous lurking at the bottom of this well, and I was simply steering up a hornet's nest by calling out into it? The longer I dwell on those questions, the more uneasy I became. I don't think I can bear anymore. I suppose the best option is to turn back. I don't feel confident enough to handle this on my own. Oh. There goes that sound again. Is this the same? Wait a minute. Oh. Is this the same scene? Thank goodness it's the same option that would move on to this. Now let's go to another option where you say nothing at all. Actually, on second thought, you don't have to tell me. I shall simply call you Madam for now. Is that okay? I guess so. Very well. I couldn't believe what I was seeing before my eyes was a mermaid, and with snow white hair and a complexion just as pale. I can certainly see where it gets her name from, but along with that, oh yeah, it goes back to the same scene. You got say your name. If you say your name, Galacti will call you Rosetta. And when you don't say your name, she would call you Madam. I heard a strange noise coming from this well toy. I would say reading or gardening. Ooh, we got like a new scene. Reading. There's no better evening past night time than getting cozy in my reading chair by the fire and getting lost in a good book. Sometimes with some hot cocoa, sometimes with my cat Camellia sleeping beside me. Some particular genres I'm into are romance, mystery, anything gothic, paranormal thrillers, and so on. Wonder what's my favorite genre? Maybe fantasy? Or adventures? I would say fantasy. Because there's magic, talking animals, objects that move. Well, and sometimes I'm comfortable with horror, but as a kid, I got actually scared of horror movies, but I overcame my fear. And when I played some horror games, I turned out to be comfortable playing it. And it was kind of fun. I played some of them like RPGs, etc., etc. I don't know what to say about it. Okay, let's continue. My mother was a novelist for a time, and my father dabbled in poetry while he was away seafaring. So, I suppose that part of why I love literature so much. Is there any particular stories you like? Well, I had to pick one, I'll say. The Shadows Among Us, a novel by Shirley Blackwood. Oh, The Shadow Among Us. What's the story behind that one? It follows a paranormal detective, Oliver Balfour, investigating a particular missing person case. As in, a person goes missing every month, then returned the day after as a walking silhouette. Without giving too much away, the story can get pretty intense and downright scary at times, but it also has moments of tenderness. For instance, like when Oliver comforts a distraught little girl whose mother was claimed by a phenomenon. You know, the title alone already had me intrigued, but your description makes me think this is a story I'll really end up enjoying. Cool. I'm thrilled to hear that, Galacti. If you're looking for more book recommendations, do look to me if you can. Aw, that's so cute. Wow, such valuable insight. I must thank you, Rosetta. Now, moving on from hobbies. I want to know more about where you live. You mean my hometown, Winterport. But of course, as mentioned before, this is the only place I've known for a long time, so I want to know more about what's outside of it. Winterport, I'll say it's a very lovely town to live in with lots of nice people and magical beings like yourself. Actually, my house is located just off its outskirts. It takes about 5 minutes to walk there from here. I see. So about Winterport, what would you say is your favorite part of it? Honestly, if I had to pick one thing that most interests me, I'll have to say What happens if you pick gardening? That's her. That's so cool. Gardening. Tending to my flowers and crops, plucking weeds, planting seeds. It all brings me a sense of calm and satisfaction, especially when it's as nice as it is now. I haven't been able to do much garden work lately because of the rainy season, though I tend to cherish every moment I can spend in it. On the other hand, it's nice to watch the rain fall outside my window and to hear it pitter-pattering on the roof. Like teardrops falling on the rooftop and drop to the grass and make it grow. Plus, it's good for the plants, so that's another bright spot. Interesting, what kind of plants do you grow in this garden of yours? All manners of things. It is. Rose, tulips, carrots, dahlias, tomatoes, lettuce, strawberries, potatoes, broccoli, chrysanthemums, daisies. Oh man, so much agriculture thingy. I wonder what my favorite flower is. I think lilies and roses. My favorite vegetable would be tomatoes, mushrooms. Mushrooms are actually good. I think that... Alright, before I go to the next part of the story, it turns out that this story will contain 4 endings. 1 is neutral, 2 is bad, 1 is a true ending. Rose, tulips. I love tulips because their petals go really up like that. And those are just a few of the top of my head. So many colors. Truly a marvel. I can tell you are very passionate about what you do. Certainly. In fact, I was actually doing some gardening before coming over here. That's good to know. Wow, such a valuable insight. I must thank you, Rosetta. Now, moving on from hobbies, I want to know about where you live. Okay, that's the same thing. I want to know about the docks. I wonder what this is. Ooh, that's so cool. The docks. Winterport is widely known for its fishing and cruising industries. When I was younger, my father used to captain a cruise ship known as the Oceanus, and my mother would sometimes take me to tour around it. I'll sometimes look out of one of the ship's window and catch glimpses of various sea creatures, including merfolks. Oh, this is very magical. You see, meeting mermaids in the docks. Man, I really went to the boardwalk before. The boardwalk has crazy rides like roller coasters, Ferris wheels, etc. And there's like games you can play. And you got arcades. Actually. Merfolk, like me? I would presume yes. Speaking of which, Winterport has a tight but delicate relationship with the Sea King. Oh, this is lore right over there. This is lore right here. The Sea King. Well, I wonder what delicate means. To be honest. Yeah, it means that Winterport has a very fine but tighter relationship with him. As long as they pay the proper tribute and respect the balance of the seas, the town is free to do as they please in his domain. If that bond were ever to be broken, then what? But I digress. You see, to be very fond of the sea. My mother actually used to be a mermaid. What? Your mother is a mermaid? I didn't know that. That is before she gave up her tail to marry my father. It's like the Little Mermaid. That's so cool. So is. So based on that information, that would technically make me the Sea King's daughter. Haha. I guess that would make you some form of royalty. I never thought of it like that. I suppose that would make sense given the circumstances. Okay, well then, I believe this brings us to our last question. Let's do some savings. I wonder what the cafe looks like. Whoa! That was cool. There's a cafe Cyclops working here? That is so swell. The cafe. Yes, the Ambrosia Tea House. Cakes and teas are to die for, not to mention the atmosphere is very welcoming. Personally, I recommend the apple strudel and strawberry milk tea, though I'm also partial to those beef and cheese sandwiches. Ooh, my mouth is watering already. And that's not even getting into the cafe's owner. Oh, so the Cyclops girl is actually a cafe owner? Wow! That's interesting to know. Her name is Alma Tiramisu. She's a very, very good friend of mine, and is just as sweet as the sweets in her cafe. There's also her fraternal brother, Ariel Tiramisu, who studies astrology and magic history. Oh, isn't he a two-eyed person or actually a one-eyed person? Well, who knows? But let's find out. Though he's currently away traveling, so I'll have to introduce him another time. What a shame. I love meeting new faces. In conclusion, I think the tea house is a rather fine place to spend a nice afternoon from home. That's cool. Or with Christopher. Oh, looks like I dozed off. My apologies, Galacti. Setbacks aside, thank you for the recommendation, Rosetta. My pleasure. Now, we're down to 2 options. Well then, I believe this brings us to our last question. This one might be a bit more personal, if that's fine. Okay. That's good. No worries, Galacti. What do you wish to ask? It's about your loved one. My loved ones? I apologize for not mentioning this earlier, but to put it simply, I don't actually have what one would call a family. Not anymore, at least. I don't have any friends either. The one I love, they all abandoned me long ago, leaving me in this well to die alone. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. Man, I know it's hard for you to be neglected and abused by your family. Oh, Galacti, that sounds terrible. How could anyone think to do something so cruel? I wondered the same thing every day. But you, dear, you're not like them. But for you to have taken time to speak with me, to answer my questions despite how I may appear, that shows you really care, and I'm thankful for that. I mean it. I'm truly am thankful. I'm happy to have been so helpful to you, Galacti. Now, about my question. Ahem. If there was anyone in your life that you loved most, anyone at all, anyone, who would you say that was? Goodness. I've so many loved ones. So that might actually be a bit trickier for me to answer. But if I had to pick someone, that would be... Alright, what happens if you say that your parents? Oh, that's so cute! Her father is actually a sailor, while her mother is... Oh man, her mother looks so nice in that outfit. My parents, that is Mrs. Barbara Barbie Holloway and Mr. Eugene Holloway. I have them to thank for giving me such blessed childhood. My mother would often tell me stories of her as a mermaid, of living with her many sisters and brothers in the Sea King's palace, of the night she met my father, having rescued him from drowning when he fell overboard from his ship. Such altruism. I'm touched. And what's your father? He's the best father I could have asked for. He and my mother worked so hard to provide for us, and he's also educated me about marine life and maritime affairs. His personality has a few rough edges, but he has a huge heart of gold, and he's always tries to help whenever I can, wherever he can. I mean, sorry I read the pronouns wrong. For example, I remember one time when I was 12 and I got stuck in a tree trying to get an apple. And then, not long after, my father came along with a ladder to help me get down. Ah, I can see why Miss Barbie was so taken with him. He's truly an exemplary gentleman. Even though I don't live with the two of them anymore, I still think of them very fondly. I might go visit them later today. And with that, I believe I have the answer I needed. Let's see. What happens if you say your cat? Wonder what the picture looks like. Here it is! Oh, it's so cute! Wait a minute. Does she have 3 eyes? I never seen a 3-eyed cat before. Wow! My cat Camellia. She's somewhat of a nag, but also a true sweetheart and a great confidant. She's so cute and her fur is so soft and fluffy. I can't help but want to pet her whenever she sleeps next to me. I got her when she was a wee kitten, and I've cherished her with all of my beings ever since. She's practically like a sister to me. Aww, Camellia certainly sounds like a cute cat name. How old is she now? Want to know? She's just turned 7 last week, actually. She's so getting older. So you've been together for some time then. Well, we've been through thick and thin together. I can imagine without her, in fact. When your cat passed away. With Camellia by my side, I know I'm going to be alright no matter what happens. And I'm sure that she feels the same about her loving, caring owner. I don't see why not. And I wonder what the boyfriend looks like. I have to close my eyes and... That's what she hangs out with in the cafe? I never knew. My beloved Christopher Heterocera. Moth boy. He's a mothberry, the prince of the kingdom of Duffthera, and my dearest boyfriend. We've known each other since childhood, and we've been close for a very long time. One night, think him simple-minded, but he's such a gentle giant and treats me with a kindness like no other. Whenever he carries me in those strong arms of his, my heart can't help but flutter. It's like I'm being protected by an angel, one with an adorable baby face, a bulky frame, and a voice as soothing as a lullaby. Oh, that's so beautiful! And you must be a wonderful girlfriend to him in return, I would assume. I certainly try my best. He's a very, very handsome man, and I want him to have the best I can offer. Sometimes we have our disagreements, like when we were arguing over what kind of pie was better to have for dessert. Man, choosing is really picky, and identify which pie looks good and what is not good. But I think one of the kinds of pies are actually the best. Except pecan. Because for me, I was allergic to nuts. Tree nuts. It's a cinnamon apple. I refuse to believe otherwise. But in the end, I still love him dearly. Romance may not be for everyone, but I wouldn't trade my love for him for the world. That's cute. again for choosing to speak with me, Rosetta. For what you've told me, I can tell that the world you live is a truly wonderful and interesting one. Thank you. I've got no legs on my own being a mermaid, but I'm grateful nonetheless to have gotten to hear your descriptions of it. That's great news, Galacti. Oh, it's such a shame I can't seem to help you leave that well you're in. I'd love to show you around Winterport, introduce you to all of the wonderful folks within it. I was so caught up in our conversation, I forgot to mention there is in fact a way that I could potentially leave, and it just so happens you have the exit key. Exit key? Interesting. I don't understand. What exactly do you mean by that? Your legs. What about them? For me to leave this well required that I have a pair of human legs. Man, that reminds me of The Little Mermaid again. I mean, you know why The Little Mermaid has a pair of legs? Is because the main mermaid, traded her voice with a sea witch for a pair of human legs. However, she didn't. After she traded with the witch for a pair of human legs, and when she becomes human, she can't talk at all. Legs such as yours. I've waited far too long for an opportunity at freedom. With your arrival, said opportunity seems to have finally fallen into my hands. Rosetta, what I ask you is this. Take my tail and give me your legs, so that I may escape this hell and experience the human world for myself. So in other words, you want me to switch places with you? The time between you and me, all the dialogues were exchanged thus far, all the compassion you shown me. You were so willing to share your knowledge with me, to let me experience your lovely town through your words. Surely, this small favor wouldn't be too much for you to accept. I don't. Your legs, dear, give them to me. Why? Give me your legs. But there are better ways to help you, right? The Sea King, my grandfather, perhaps I can talk to him. I can convince him to give you legs. I'm afraid that won't work, Rosetta. This well's magic holds me captive, and it has a very set of conditions that can't be broken. It's unfortunate to say, but there is no other way for me to leave. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. There isn't? No, there isn't. You have to be the one to make the decision. Good Lord, what I've gotten myself into. Perhaps I was right in being suspicious of the well after all. The sounds of Galacti made within it her asking all those questions. Was it all just an elaborate setup to trap me? For what purpose? How do I know she's even telling the truth? She seems so kind from the time I've spoken with her, and if what she says is true, then I can only imagine how much pain her isolation brought her. But would it really be worth it to give up my legs, my life, just for someone I've only known for a day? I guess it can't be helped. I have to make a choice now. Either give my legs to Galacti or leave her behind the well. I have to really think this one through. Once I make my decision, there may very well be no going back. I think there's gonna be like an ending or something. I hope so. When I was young, my parents told me to help others whenever possible. I read various stories about heroes saving others whenever they were in danger, of brave knights slaying demons and protecting their loved ones from evil. To be honest, I've always wanted to be a good person, to be a heroine that people could rely on and look up to. I didn't like seeing others in pain, and I'll feel like a bad person leaving them to suffer. This isn't even worth being called a sacrifice. I don't think. It's quite laughable, really. I may very well be heading towards my death right now, and yet I still accept her offer because I felt like I was doing a good deed. And am I doing this because she was being genuine in her words, or am I just that blinded by my sense of altruism? Regardless of the truth, I have already made my decision. Even if I were to die from this, if my death results in the improvement of many lives, then at least it won't be in vain. I'm so glad we could come to an agreement, little lamb. Now allow me to take those off your hands. Oh my. It was then that I seized my several black hands emerging from the well. Then touches felt cold and wet, and their grasps felt almost firm as they gradually brought me into the water. This honestly should have been terrifying, and yet I was unafraid, calm, even. And did she drown or As I was being dragged into the watery abyss, I thought about my past. I thought about my garden, my book collections, my cafe dates with Christopher. As I slowly lost consciousness, I thought about my parents, Camellia, the tiramisu siblings, and everyone and everything that I have come to care for by that point. I thought about Galacti and the conversation I had with her. Actually, I don't think I've seen Galacti at all since I agreed to give my legs to her. Perhaps she already left, and I just didn't notice. At least what I chose to believe. I hope that none of my loved ones are around to watch me right now. I don't want them to feel hurt by my disappearance. What happened? Oh boy. I thought it was a jump scare, but... Oh my gosh. Where's her clothes? Ugh. Oh boy. Several days later. Oh look. Looks like there's someone at the door. Hopefully they brought some good news along with them. Give them a moment, please. I'll be right with you. Okay? Oh boy. This is gonna be scary. Oh no. Oh, never mind. There's no jump scares. Ah, Prince Heterosera. A sight for sore eyes, as always. Good afternoon, Miss Holloway. I hope you don't mind me coming over here so suddenly. Oh, not at all, sweetheart. Come, make yourself at home. Thank you, ma'am. Ooh. That's them. That's her parents! What happened? Oh, yeah. They're actually old. I don't know what happened to the father. Like, why does he have a scar on her? His right eye. Hi, Christopher. Good to see you, young lad. It's good to see you also, Mr. Holloway. So, what brings you to our humble abode? I wanted to ask you about your daughter. Rosetta, I mean. What about her? I wanted to know if either of you knew where she went lately. I've had a particular question on my mind recently, so I went to her house to let her know how I was feeling. But she wasn't anywhere to be found. So she's missing all along. And nobody I asked knew where she was either, not even her pet cat. I figured that you two would have some idea, so that's why I'm here now. Oh dear. Oh dear, sweet Christopher. I'm so sorry. What? Mrs. Holloway, what does that mean? Lad, let me break the news to you in the nice possible way I can think of. You see, Rosetta's been declared missing for several days now. We ain't seen hear anything of her since the 12th. Nobody has. We've done everything in our power to locate her. We've spoken with my mother, my father, my siblings, Eugene's mother, Camellia, the Winterport Investigation Department, just about every location we could think of. I recall even the Tiramisu household got involved at one point. But alas, our search party has turned up nothing. Since you came here to ask for her whereabouts, I take it to the information I hadn't yet reached the fair folk over the Doptera. I don't think so. I see. Well, if either of you need me, I'll be in the back garden trying to cool my head. I believe the stress is finally starting to get to me. Aw, poor Barbara. Take all the time you need, Barbie. This whole thing's been hard on all of us. So, yes, Mr. Holloway? You said something earlier about wanted to ask Rosetta a question, correct? Yes, I did say that. Alrighty then. Well, I don't mean to be nosy and all, but will you be okay with telling me what exactly been bothering you? I suppose I can do that. Go on then. Well, no worries if y'all can't find the words right away. I know that parts tend to trouble you. I wanted to ask Rosetta for her hand in marriage. Oh, what's that? You wanted to marry the girl? Yes, sir. I mean, we certainly like each other and we've been a couple for about 5 or 6 years now. And we've known each other for about 20-ish years at this point. He's nice and caring and sweet and she got a cute face and I love her cooking and I like the way she laughs. Whoa, slow down there, boy. I think I get what you're trying to say. Sorry, Anyways, I really want to spend the rest of my time... Okay, let me try this line again. Since I read too fast. Anyway, I really want to spend the rest of my life with her, and I was wondering if she'll be okay with being my wife. Heh. You certainly have my support. You're a brave fellow who's willing to give his all to make his sweetheart happy, and I like that. Reminds me of me younger self, actually. Should we find her alive, I'm sure you'll make the finest husband Rosetta could ever have. I appreciate your blessings. Thank you, Mr. Holloway. Don't mention it. Oh, sorry about my... Eugene, you remember there's being a water well in the back garden? A water well? I don't remember having no well installed back there. What this? Honey, I think you should come here and see this. Oh, what is it, Barbie? What's going on? Mr. Holloway, what's happening? Is everything okay with Mrs. Holloway? Oh, a mermaid? I don't get it. What's one doing in a well of all places? No, Eugene, it's not just that. This mermaid, the mermaid in the well. It looks just like... Dear God, you're right. The face, the hair, that heart-shaped birthmark on her lower back. And yet I can see a single speck of light in her eyes. Mother, father, why are you crying? No, it cannot be. I refuse to believe it. Eugene, please. Please tell me it isn't so. I'm... Well, this is getting scarier. I don't know if I could expect jump scares. I don't know what else to tell you, Barbie. Mrs. Holloway, are you okay? You sound incredibly upset. Christopher, don't come over here. I beg you, please don't. For your own sake. Barbie, I get ya don't want the lad to be hurt and all, but I don't think keeping this from him is gonna do any good. What? Keep what from me? What do you mean? Christopher, is that you I see? No way! Oh no! Christopher, my sweet angel! I'm so glad you're here! Tell me, my love, do you have any idea how long I've been waiting for this very moment? Rosetta? Oh my god! Legs to one, mind to none. Oh god, that's a creepy mermaid That's a creepy mermaid I ever seen. Man, me oh my. I don't wanna get sent down to the deep water then. I might drown. Bad end, leg to one, mind to none. Here's another ending. What if you refuse? I'm sorry, Galacti, but the answer will have to be no. What? We were having so much fun together, and yet you refuse to do this one favor for me. Galacta, listen. Of course I enjoy our time together, and if we met under different circumstances, I'm sure we could have had an absolutely fantastic friendship. But as it stands, if your freedom comes at the cost of everything I've worked to achieve over the years, my friends, my family, my cat, my books, my garden, my home, my dearest, my life, my soul, my very being, then I'm sorry, but that cost is one I am unable to cover. How could you? How could you stand to be this heartless? To treat me like garbage when I've been nothing but nice to you all this time? You don't mean that, surely. I think she doesn't want to trust Galacti because of how she would trade her legs to her. Like, I know that she traded Rosetta's legs. Like, when she traded Rosetta's legs, she would become a mermaid. And meaning that Galacti would become human. Man, this is like a different version of the Little Mermaid, but in a well. I would love to help you. If I could, I really would. But as selfish as it may sound, I just cannot bring myself to make such a major sacrifice for someone I've hardly known. I hope you understand. Please forgive me. Aww. Sad. Ooh. Oh. How unpleasant. And to think that my chance was finally with my grasp. I had gotten this close to finally being rid of this rotten vessel, only for the opportunity to be lost at the last moment. That girl is truly a shame she isn't as foolish as she appeared to be. With a beautiful face like hers, she very well would have made a fine replacement for Galacti. Where did I go wrong? My methodology worked perfectly thus far. I thought it would be no difference here. And yet... I can't take it anymore. This hunger of mine has eaten away at the very last of my patience. I've gone too far to abandon everything now. This sadly leaves me with only one option, but to what? If I can't have my way, then I'll just take it by force. Oh no. Oh, she's crying like black water. Oh boy. This is curse. Buggers. Oh my. Camellia? Rosetta! Rosetta, can you hear me? I'm behind you. Yes, Camellia, I can hear you fine. Then what are you doing standing there? Hurry and make a run for it, Rosetta. Oh boy. I knew that we shouldn't trust that mermaid lying down in the well like this. Quick into the house. Okay, I'm coming. At Camelia's prompting, I ran as fast as I could to my house's back door, with a black hand giving chase behind me. We're almost there. Keep going. I'm going as fast as I can. Once inside, I rushed to lock and barricade every door and window I could. I also made sure to close all the curtains for good measure. I could vaguely hear loud banging noises outside the house, and as the hand desperately tried to find an entrance. I feel so afraid now. What did I do wrong? What do I do to make it right? It's all my fault. Oh no, I shouldn't have rejected Galacti like that. I should have told her yes. I should have. Good work, Rosetta. That should hold them off for a while. You could have gotten seriously hurt if I hadn't called for you back there. We're out of the worlds now, but it won't be long until those demonic hands manage to find a way inside. Rosetta, are you alright? Aww. Don't cry, little girl. Don't cry. I'm such a fool. How could I let this happen? How could I have been so stupid as to let this nightmare come to fruition? I don't think I can ever forgive myself for this terrible mistake. Oh, Rosetta, don't say that about yourself, please. You're better than you think. If only I hadn't been so naive. If I hadn't been a bit more cowardly, a bit meeker. No, had it been the opposite, then I would have lived a happy, fulfilling life, and I wouldn't have had to die like this. Oh no. There, dear. Cry as much as you need. You have every right to feel the sadness you do know. Just know that I'm here for you. Camellia, what is it? I'm a good person, right? How did the cat talk in the first place? Yes, Rosetta, you're a good person. You may not always make the best of decisions, but we all tend to do that sometimes. Even the great geniuses of this world aren't immune to this fact. What ultimately matters is how you handle your mistakes and that you strive to better yourself as a result of those mistakes. So what you're saying is there's still a chance to fix this. Perchance, as long as we... Oh my. He's getting in. We wasted too much time here. If we're to get out of this situation alive, we need to act quickly. The kitchen's the next door over. There's surely something in there that can help. Let's go. No, this won't do. This is no good either. Camellia and I desperately searched the kitchen for something, anything that could help defend ourselves against the approaching threat. We searched high and low, from the cupboards to the drawers to the pantry. In our painstaking efforts, we eventually came across... Alright. Apparently, we need to, find the bad ending, or the good ending. Of course. Wonder... I think the kitchen knife would do. However, will it leads to a bad ending or a good ending? Well, let's find out, shall we? I quickly reached for the largest knife in my knife drawer. The blade glistened softly as I examined it in the light. It's not a lot, and I doubt it'll be a much help against an army of rapidly extending arms, but I suppose it's worth a try. Ooh! Oh my gosh! The hands are coming in! And just like clockwork, a pair of arms broke through one of the kitchen windows. Another three burst in through the living room ceiling, single-minded in their goal. The arms all rushed towards me like a pack of ravenous wolves. At that moment, I knew what I had to do. With the kitchen knife in my hand, I went on the attack. I widely swung and stabbed my knife into the nearest arms while Camellia attacked some of the others with her teeth and claws. 1, 2, 1, 2. And through, the kitchen blade would snack as the large black arms swarmed us from all directions. Looks like they're slowing down finally. That's good to hear, but now we... Oh boy! What the... No! 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 You can't be serious! How have the bloody arms still not exhausted themselves? Even so, we did our best to fight tooth and nail until an opportunity opened for us to escape. But that opportunity never came. The arms kept coming at such a rate that it became nigh impossible to fend them off. Before we had any proper time to react, we were completely overpowered. I struggled to break free from the hands' grasp as my vision began to blur. The arms had become so numerous by then that they almost seemed to merge with one another. I was beginning to see much more dark than light too. Zeta! Where are you? Camellia! Camellia, is that you? Oh, don't worry, I found you. I'm right here, Camellia. Please, help me! Don't let them take me, I beg you! So sorry, Rosetta. I couldn't... Camellia, no! No, you didn't fail me! Please stay with me! I don't want to die! I don't want to be alone! Come to me, Camellia! Please, please! That was the last thing I remember shouting before everything went black. Oh boy. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself in the depth of a black ocean. Ooh, spooky. There was no way to tell up from down, nor the amount of time I'd spent in this place. I looked around, but I didn't see anyone or anything else near me. No possible exits, no sign of Camellia. I couldn't even find that dang knife. A part of me wanted to scream for help, but my body felt incredibly heavy and tired. I couldn't even bring myself to wiggle my digits. I felt several of those hands grabbing holds of my arms and legs, but I remained motionless still. I no longer had the strength to fight back, and my senses were fading fast. It was only a matter of time before I sunk into unconsciousness. I'm so tired. So very tired. Tired of running, tired of fighting, tired of fearing of my life. Perhaps if I closed my eyes, I let myself drift off for a bit, then everything would eventually turn out fine. After all I've been through, I want nothing more than to sleep. Yes, sleeping would be the easiest thing for me to do right now. If nothing else, I can at least find solace in knowing that this nightmare will eventually end. Soon, very soon, it'll all be over. I won't have to worry about anything anymore. No, Rosetta, no! Don't drown! The end. It's right within my grasp. I can see it now. Here it comes. Bad and La Rosa Blue. Wow. I like the background and the art. It has like Rosetta holding a blue rose, crying into tears. And we saw that there's like a blue mermaid tail in the black waters with hands filled with black water as well, put onto the walls. It reminds me of a theater, a play being flooded into darkness. Okay, the kitchen knife don't work at all, since like if you slay a lot of these arms, it gets worse when it multiplies. So a bag of salt is the only one to defeat Galacti Wraith. Sea salt? And what exactly do you plan on doing with that bag, Rosetta? I've read before in a paper that salt can be used to ward off evil spirits. Ooh, that is so cool. So I figured that I throw some of this salt at the hands. They'll scatter and dissipate. Interesting strategy. But are you certain you know what you're doing? I'm not too confident either, but salt does me good in the garden and the kitchen. Surely it won't let me down here. All right, Rosetta, I believe you. Thanks. Here it comes. And just like clockwork, a pair of arms broke through one of the kitchen windows. Another three burst through the living room ceiling. Single-minded in their goal, the arms all rushed towards me in a pack of ravenous wolves. At that moment, I knew what I had to do. Throw the salt at the arms! Yeah! You go, girl! I grabbed a handful of salt and tossed it at a few of the arms. Just as I expected, the arms began recoiling as though in pain before they retreated. I tossed more salt at the remaining arms and they all reacted the same way. Rosetta, it's working! The hands are scattering just as you said. Yes, see? I knew it would work. Now time for celebration. Just yet, however. Quickly to the garden! With the bag of salt under my arm, I rushed along Camellia towards the strange well in the back. Once we get close enough, a familiar figure emerged from the black water inside. Oh my gosh. That is so creepy. It was Galacti. Rather it was a half-decayed piscine shell made to resemble a woman who's presumably bore that name. Even at this distance, the stench of rotting flesh was incredibly potent, so much so that it nearly made my eyes water. I could hear a voice coming from the mermaid's mouth, but her lips were barely moving. Hello again, little lamb. Not only the appearance, but the voice was almost much different from before. It sounded slower, breathier, and more like two voices speaking in almost perfect unison, one noticeably lower than the others. As the voice continued, the mermaid began making clumsy, erratic gestures like a poorly manipulated marionette. Now, lamb, I believe we might have had a rough start, don't you think? Come on now, don't give me that look. I would love nothing more than to right the wrongs between us, you see. Galacti, listen to me. This has to stop. Yeah, girl, go get her. You're being completely unreasonable right now. It would seem I made you upset. How foolish of me. But surely we could work something out, yes? If you would just try to understand me, then I'm sure a beautiful friend could blossom between me. Between us, I mean. Please, just put the salt back down and release me from the well. That's all I ask of you. Goodness, this abomination simply can't take a hint, can it? Let's finish this off, Rosetta. This must be your kitten. She looks absolutely adorable and fluffy. Man. A villain describing things. Keep your filthy, rotten hand away from my Camellia! Without thinking, I retaliated with another handful of salt to the mermaid's face, causing it to emit a terrible shriek in pain. I sniffled and gasped as I looked on the horror of what I'd done. Oh dear. I'm so sorry, Galacti. I didn't mean to. You wretch thing! You tried to be nice to you. I tried to be nice to you. I played along with your little games as this is the things I get in return. Is that how you little consideration you have for your peers? Please, Galacti, I swear it was an accident. thinking. It was unconscious reflex. You... Ugh! Enough of this frivolous masquerade. I need to feed... Feed what? Now! Several more hands emerged from within the mermaid, causing its hollow body to tear. A truly disgusting display. Thank goodness Camellia was nearby to help me stay grounded. I'm not sure what would have happened to me otherwise. But even so, nothing could have prepared me for the sight that followed. Jeez! It got 3 eyes? Is that Camellia? I see now. How did I notice it earlier? This is no ordinary stone well, but a malicious entity taking the form of one. What? If this is not Galacti, then this is an entity tricking Rosetta. I can see the malice in its crimson eyes as it directs its gaze at me. Ooh, creepy. So this entity's strategy was to lure unwitting prey under the skies of a mermaid trapped in a well. I thought it's her. But it's not. It's an entity that's trapping bystanders, stumbling across a mysterious well, with the mermaid in question apparently being a sort of vessel made out of its previous victim. Speaking through the vessel, it holds conversations and act friendly with the prey to steadily lower their guard. When certain conditions were met, the entity will pull the victim into its maw and consume them. Oh gosh. After an unknown period, the entity would fashion the remains into a new vessel and begin to feeding cycle anew. If my theory is true, then I suppose it's up to me to end the cycle once and for all. My, you sure do loving things more difficult than they need to be, don't you? Are you truly that obstinate that you can't even bring yourself to follow the simplest of extraction? Don't you dare talk to me, you miserable part of horse crap. Do you truly believe that I'll let you get away with this? Oh, right, I haven't properly introduced myself. I suppose now would it be a good time, what with my dearest Galacti being out of commission at the moment. You may call me Pygmalion. I believe I'm what you Homo sapien would call a demon. A demon? Pleased to make your acquaintance. Shut up, shut up! I don't care, I don't care! If you think I'm just continue playing along with your charade at this point, then you're sorely mistaken. Yeah, girl! Insult that demon! Oh, I can't, laugh in an evil way. Oh goodness, you're a feisty little lamb, aren't you? Ha! You know, I could simply grab you and drag you my gullet right this second. Bring about your demise right here and now before you even have the time to feed any form of regret or fear. That opportunity is most definitely available to me, and on any other hand, I'll be more than happy to take it. But you know what? I've grown quite fond of you, child. You've a pretty face and so lovely voice. From the time we've spent together, it has become an earnest wish of mind to make you my companion and to satisfy your every worldly desire. After all, aren't friends supposed to help each other? To want each other's happiness? Shut up. As such, I've decided to extend a compassionate hand and not take your opposition towards me for the insult that is. This is your last chance to reconsider your behavior. Either forfeit your life willingly, or I tear it out of your hands. What would you do, Lamb? What would you do? Rosetta, say something. Do something. Anything. Please. Listen to the feline limb. There's only so long I'm willing to wait for your answer. I am incredibly famished, you see, and it's already well past my dinner time. Whatever you're thinking of right now, it had better be worth my waiting. Beings like you are vile and wrench, toying with people's emotion, luring them in a false kindness, pretending to be their friend until you're able to use them for your own selfish purposes. As you may know, Winterport is filled to the brim with people who love me, people who truly care for me and support my passions without any hidden motives, unlike you. Yeah, girl! And I'm not about to turn my back to those people just so you can satisfy your twisted hunger. You dare to speak to me with such insolence, even despite my warnings, my generosity. There are many types of fair folk in this world, some of them kind and others cruel. But your brand of awful greatly exceeds that of the latter category. For you to commit such atrocious acts against innocent humans without so much as a shiver of remorse. Monstrosities like you deserve to be burned until not even ashes remain. Yeah! And the demon has been defeated with sea salt. Oh, what's wrong, you wrench thing? Didn't you say you were hungry? This should be more than enough to satisfy you then. Wait a minute. She got like a bag of sea salt full to defeat the monster? Interesting. Go on, guzzle it down to your filthy heart content. It burns. The demon let out constant gurgle of agony as I poured the remaining bits of salt into its maw. As I did so, it began to slowly melt into black sludge. Meanwhile, Camellia scratched at the demon's eyes, causing it further pain. There, this ought to teach you some manners, you young man. These distress noises the well emitted were sickening, yet I continued to pour the salt from the bag. More and 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 more salt. Finally, after some time, the salt had run out, and all that was left of the demon was a pile of black sludge. Ooh, gooey. It was a revolting yet relieving sight to behold. It's over. It's finally over. You did it, Rosetta. I suppose I did, didn't I? Seems like it was good to buy that third salt bag after all. This so. Wait. Hold on. I spot something in that sludge pile. Something. Wait. Ooh, what is it? Allow me to dig it up. Camellia, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Why did you say that, Rosetta? Pygmalion's been neutralized, no? What harms could possibly do to us a pile of black goo? Well, you see... Oh my gosh! That's a dead body? Oh dear. What? Bones? But if those came from that pile of sludge, then that could only mean the two of us remained silent for a few moments as the cold realization of what exactly we witnessed had settled in. That poor lady has the damn well done. After around 2 minutes, I was the one to break the silence. I believe I have a phone call to make. Alright then, you go ahead with that. It'll be following you shortly. Man. So, the skulls are like the 2 missing persons that died here. Thank you for calling the Winterport Investigation Department. What seems to be the issue? Hello, this is Rosetta Holloway. I'm calling to report an incident that had occurred at my place of residence. Alrighted, Mrs. Holloway, I hear you loud and clear. Now, could you perhaps elaborate on said incident in as much detail as possible? I'll try my best. Apologies if my speech is a bit disorganized. I'm still rather shaken up by it all. It's fine, I understand. Take your time. Thank you, sir. Now, where do I start? I then went ahead and explained to the operator everything that had occurred that day. I told him of the encounter with Galacti, of the demonic well, of the black hands, of the bones we found in the sludge. I really adore how reassuring that young man sounded. I could feel the tension in me melt away as I spoke with him. He then sent an investigation team to my house to clean up the aftermath. A few more lengthy interrogations later, the bones were identified and given a proper burial. My house needed expensive repairs due to all the damage the entity has caused, but my parents were kind enough to let me and Camelia stay with them until everything had been fixed. To be honest, it was a rather nostalgic sleeping in my old room after so long. Sure, it's been converted into a guest bedroom after I moved out, but it still managed to make me feel like I was a young girl again. Some days into my stay, Christopher had come over carrying a very special question in his heart. A question that would change my life forever. Ooh, and I wonder what would it be? Ooh, it's so bright. Man. Yo! He's getting married! Some months later, and here we are in the present, newlywed to my beloved moth. So I suppose this marks the end of that heart-pounding tale. Calling that journey eventful would be a grave understatement in my opinion. Oh, thank the stars you and Camelia made it out alright. I wouldn't know what I'll do without either of you around. Aha, it's no trouble at all, really. We managed to come out unscathed at least. On another note, thank you again for agreeing to do catering for the event. Of course, anything to help a friend. I didn't let my brother down when I helped out at his wedding, so of course I wouldn't let you down either. Plus, weddings are good for business. So many guests with hungry tummies to feed. Aha, I suppose. Are you still upset the whole thing with Galacti? Somewhat, yes. Knowing that for all that time, I'd been speaking with a puppet made me to lure to my demise. It sort of left a bitter taste in my mouth. I still wish I could have saved that lady, spared her from the fate she'll been dealt. Rosetta, dear, we've talked about this. It's unfortunate reality, but the fact remains that there are some people who are simply beyond saving. That white-haired girl was one such person by the looks of it. But there are no need to beat yourself up over it. Her fate had nothing to do with you, sweetheart. Arguably, by stopping that dastardly Pygmalion in his tracks, you saved countless lives from suffering the same fate. Not a bad bargain, methinks. Ah, Father, you and Mother have always given us such comforting advice. Hey, can I say something too? I don't see why you can't. It's your wedding after all. Thank you. Ahem. Rosetta, it may not seem like it at times, but you do much more good for us than you think. For example, ever since we met back when I was a wee larva, I've been able to become more open about my thoughts and feelings. I was too focused on being a good heir to the Doptera throne when I was younger, and I never let myself to be true because of it. But thanks to you, I don't have to bottle myself up anymore. I can let myself be soft because of you. I'm not the best with words, and I sometimes say things without thinking about it. But I'm very glad to have met you, and I'm glad that I get to have you as my wife. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so happy right now. You all make me so happy. I love you all dearly. We love you too, Rosetta. You've been such a bright spot in all of your lives, and we're glad to be one in yours. Hello? Ariel? What seems to be going on here? Why, hello to you, fraternal one. We were just having a nice conversation with our blushing bride here. Sounds absolutely lovely. I must once congratulate Miss Rosetta and Prince Christopher on their engagement. Aw, thank you, Ariel. I'm very pleased, Mr. Tiramisu. You're very welcome. Young love is such a beautiful thing, is it not? Take me back to when I first met my own blushing bride, Dolores. Oh, Lolita Caramilla, how I love you so. Ariel, is there something in particular you wish to say? Oh yes, I actually came over here to let everyone know that the cameraman's finished the preparation for the wedding photo. Oh, brava! Perfect timing. We'll be waiting for you in the West Wing once you're ready. Aye, Ariel. Follow along, everyone. We're coming. And they take a picture. This is the awesome ending I ever seen. In the end, I'm glad that a happy ending had come to all the turmoil. This isn't the first struggle I've experienced, and I feel it won't be the last. But at least I've got such good company to help me bear it all. And for that I am truly eternally grateful. Oh, and one more thing. What is she gonna do? Galacti is really unfortunate the things you have to endure. I hope you're in peace now, and that you're no longer in any pain or agony. Oh! So, before Rosetta goes into a well, Galacti talked to a mermaid that's trapped in a well, but when she talked to a trapped mermaid, she got tricked and got trapped into the dark waters. That was so unfortunate, I've seen. All thanks to a monstrous form of a demon that takes shapes of a dead bystanders. Perhaps one day, if the opportunity comes, we might get a chance to genuinely know each other. No facades, no manipulation, no wolves in sheep's clothing. Perhaps then a genuine friendship could blossom between the two of us. Until that day comes, may you rest in peace. Whenever you are now, I hope that it's all as bright and sunny there as it is here. Farewell, Galacti, from the bottom of my heart. Here lies Galacti and Delet. True and all well that ends well. Oh boy, this is enjoyable. I really kind of like that story. And this is the story of Rosetta and the Well. And you know what the advice is: never talk to stranger that ask you personal questions. I really like the character designs and the backgrounds, the choices. It is so perfect, actually. I like Rosetta and the one-eye Cyclops girl. I really forgot the name. Like, comment down below if you know what the name of the Cyclops girl is. But anyways, thank you for watching my gameplay of Rosetta and the Well, and have a nice day, everyone. God bless you very much.